So, like I was saying, man. So anyway, the dude comes in the store and he says, "What do you mean you're buying that?" We're in the building, man. Down in Sportstalk, we are in the building. It's Tuesday. It's Super Bowl week. We doing what we do. RM Desk right here, aka left-handed, the mayor, however you want to slice it. I got my Code D in the building right there, Yada Bear. All
Yeah.
right. And then we got our esteemed special guest in the building, MC Windwalker in the house, checking in live from OKC, where it's a thing going down tonight with LeBron James, and everybody's going to pay attention to that. Make sure you hit the like button, smash the subscribe
Smash the
button.
like.
The numbers is going up, like Yada said. Smash the like. Super Bowl talk. All right. A lot of things going on. Yada, what's good? How are you? How you feeling? I know you hyped in charge, right?
Listen, it's Super Bowl week. Okay. Let me say it for the people in the back. It's Super Bowl week.
Say it to the Cowboys fans.
It's Super Bowl week. Okay. Super Bowl week, folks. The city is charged. We are ready. We are hyped. We've been watching nothing but Super Bowl coverage all last week, all the beginning of this week. We watched our guys, leave from the airport, landing in Arizona. They had their press conference yesterday. It was always, always a good time. They always ask interesting questions. I love hearing, the team getting that one-on-one, FaceTime with the press. With football, if you wear helmets, you hardly really see the player's face unless it's one of the, quote unquote top-notch players. So it's good to get, time with, offensive line, defensive line, hearing all the first timers talk about their experience, seeing my coach, getting asked crazy questions. One reporter asked Nick Sirianni, is this a must-win game? like, what do you mean? Is this a must-win game?
Right,
all right. No. It's okay. We're gonna lose this one because we got a game next week. We got the Super Bowl Part 2 next week. Get out of here, clown. This is the must-win game. This is the game that we're in. So we are hyped. Everybody, getting prepared for Sunday, getting everything out the way so that we can sit back and enjoy this victory. And again, put all the naysayers to rest, because once again, when we look at mainstream media, they all talking about Kansas City. Kansas City this. Patrick Mahomes that. I watched ESPN first take earlier today. Stephen A. Smith, his top 5 most impactful players of of the game, like most important players of the game. He got Chris Jones out there. I'm like, what? Like
they show you no love.
Like he had Hassan Reddick and just Jalen Hurts on there. I'm like, so like you just made a comment about how he think that we're gonna dominate running the ball against the Chiefs, but you don't put down my offensive line that's like the best offensive line in football. You don't put down a Hall of Fame like Jason Kelsey, future Hall of Fame Jason Kelsey, number 1 center in football. Or you don't talk about this beast in Lane Johnson who's playing with a torn groin, who allowed 0 sacks in 2 years. 0 sacks. So nobody want to talk about that. But it's cool. Here in Philly, we're used to that. We're used to, the mainstream press not showing us any love. It's all good, because once this game is over and we come out victorious, they can't talk about we didn't play anybody, because we just beat the quote unquote best team in the NFL that they've been saying for years. So we are hyped, we are charged, we are ready, and we just ready for this game to be over and done with so that we can get ready for our parade down Broad Street.
Yeah.
See my man Jason Kelsey put his mama's outfit on and give us one heck of a speech like he did 5 years ago when we was right in front of the art museum, and he gave that speech. Can't wait for part 2 of that.
No doubt. So the city's hyped to charge. The city's lit. I'm definitely. We spoke behind the scenes and all of that. The Eagles win. I'm definitely going to try to make it to the parade. You know what I mean, to see what it is, because it's been I don't know what a parade is like. We ain't had a parade. I ain't seen a parade since 2009, my nigga. You know what I mean? I haven't seen a parade since 2009. I don't know what it's like. But again,
the only parade you see is Macy's.
What happened?
The only parade you see is the Macy's Day Parade.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? That's the only parade you see, or the parade of tourists in Times Square. You know what I'm saying? But again, man, it's going to be a great game. We're going to get more in depth as we move along here. This is down in Sports Talk. Make sure you smash and get at us, like the subscribe button and all that good stuff. Salute to everybody who rocks out with us on Facebook. Get at us. We're in the chat room and all that. Salute to OG Wood. Salute to Windwalker for rocking with us, man.
Yes.
Again, salute to everybody. We want to know who you like in the game. Salute to Tiffany, man. All right. Yeah. She's doing some things and she's rocking out with us, man. So salute to everybody that's down with us, man. We rocking out. You know what I mean? The subscriber numbers are going up. So again, we doing what we do over here. There's not a lot of bells and whistles. Go ahead. What you said now?
I said appreciate the love that we get.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And as you saw it on Instagram, we be out in the streets. You know what I mean? We out in the streets. So again, we holding it down. So it's a special event that's going on tonight in the NBA. You know, Windwalker's favorite squad, Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James about to, get at this record that everybody said, and mainly, everybody said that it would never be reached. Again, salute to LeBron for everything he's done. 36 points is nothing. Everybody's expecting it to go down tonight. I'm looking at. I wanted to see the storyline. I wanted to see the story. How it could. The torch could be passed. Him doing it on Thursday night against the Milwaukee Bucks. You know what I mean, with the Kareem thing and making the connection and passing the torch essentially. But again, if it happens tonight, so be it. Salute to LeBron. They're going to stop the game and all of that good stuff, and it's well deserved. When, as a Laker fan, what is your thoughts in regards to LeBron and approaching this hallowed record?
I feel that he's deserving of the record because he scored with so many different teams and got so many points with so many great players.
You said it, I did.
I'm just keeping it real.
As you should. That's right.
As a sports fanatic, I call it
as a Laker fan.
And as a Laker fan. Kobe did it with one team. Rest in peace to the Black Mamba. Dr. J did it with two teams, but what he did is they made the league join another league, so he went to another team. Or he would have did it with the other team. All the greats stayed with one team. The reason Kareem did it, Milwaukee was the pinnacle at that time. And it was the Minneapolis Lakers. Then they went to Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? Kareem was a figurehead during the time when being black was cool, but it wasn't really the thing to be. And he stuck to his guns of being Kareem Abdul-Jabbar instead of Lou Alcindor.
I got you.
So after he gets this record, I hope he doesn't take his talents to South Beach. But anyway, I just want to send a shout out to Brian. It is a great feat to score that many points. But let's look at it in retrospect. Kareem was scoring them points without a 3-point line. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, you know.
Listen,
go ahead, Yada.
I hear all of that, and definitely. So salute to our greats, Kareem and Wilt. I mean, when we really go down for real, when we look at Kareem, well, when we go to Wilt, Wilt had the record first. Then Kareem, broke it in what 80? Was that 83?
Mm-hmm.
In 83, when he broke it, he scored 6,000 more points. To up into to 38. In 83. So when we look at all the greats that played from 1983 when it was broken to now 2023, the fact that LeBron is the one to break it speaks value, because you had a man out there that everyone called for decades, and people still call him now the greatest. Michael Jordan, greatest of all time. He didn't even sniff the record. He didn't. He didn't even sniff. Like it was it wasn't a threat of him breaking that record. And when we talk about LeBron going to different teams and how these other players stayed on one or two teams, it was a different time. When we look at now, he's doing this with load management. None of these players out here, no one plays 83 games. That's unheard of. It's
Why?
unheard of. But I'm just saying the way
I feel you.
the way that the league is played is unheard of for a player to play a full NBA season like it did back in the day.
That's right.
So on top of that, like for him to be able to break this record with that in place is also amazing. Not only with low management, the fact that he has moved to the number 4 spot of all-time assist leaders and break this record is out of this world. Because who would have thought that a player being unselfish as LeBron has been to still put up enough points to break the record and be number 4 in the all-time assist stat. That's crazy. Who
Can I interject with you, Yada?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay, apples, oranges.
Uh-oh.
Back in the day when Wilt, Kareem, and all of those people played, you barely seen them bust the clock because defense was defense. So it took a little bit longer. It wasn't where you had to stay on your man. You couldn't play certain different defenses. I'm gonna say this: it was easier for LeBron to score, and also because you had to score more points in this day and age game because of the 3-point line and the 3-point specials. So you gotta score more to try to win a game.
I hear all that.
He's a ball hog. Yeah, he's a ball hog. Even though with the assists, if you busting 134, 120, 118 night in, night out with this team you with, yeah, you're gonna get there faster. But if you back there playing against Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, somebody that's gonna knock you on your ass night in, night out, and you have to fight to get that money, them shots up, it's a difference. It's a total difference. But I'm not taking nothing away from LeBron.
I mean,
he's a great one out of high school, straight out of high school.
Yeah, I get it, but I can't call LeBron a ball hog when he has 10,000 assists.
Yeah.
That don't go hand in hand. You can't call a person with 10,000 assists a ball hog, you know.
Well,
And again, when we talk about LeBron, early on, he didn't really have a jump shot when he came into the league. He was a dribble drive guy. He wasn't shooting threes like that. He wasn't pulling up shooting
how
jumpers
much
like
was he
that.
averaging when he first came in the league?
Yeah, listen, you can average 26, 27 dribble drive. He was dominating in the paint. When he was in that young
And
Cleveland team, he was not shooting threes like that. He did not have an outside jump shot like that. He
right,
was
right,
a
right.
beast dribble drive. So that's what I'm saying. Like I can't say that he was a ball hog. Because if you call him a ball hog, then you got to call Kobe a ball hog. Then you got to call Jordan a ball hog. People like that. Then this man got 10,000 assists
Yeah.
on top of 3,800 plus points. This that does ball hog and him don't go hand in hand. I can see him, he's 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 just a beast on the court. And like, you gotta give, respect where respect due. He changed his game through the years because like everything else, basketball changes. It was a huge evolution with basketball where it's still happening to this day where it was no more dribble drive, it was no more you dominating in the paint. The game went from the paint to beyond the 3-point line, and he had to adjust his game. A lot of people fell off who couldn't adjust that game, and they are no longer here. Chris Bosh, Carmelo Anthony, these guys, when the game changed, they couldn't really adjust with these changes that was happening in the league. And LeBron actually was there to help the change. He changed his game. He went in there, he went in the gym. Next thing you know, he coming out, he's shooting threes. He wasn't really shooting threes like that until he went to Miami. By the time he went to Miami, he changed his game completely. He started developing a jump shot. He had a consistent 12-footer, 16-footer, and then he was hitting corner threes. And then he started hitting threes on the top of the key. Now he can hit wing threes. So he changed his game to fit with the NBA. So when you look at LeBron, you can kind of call him almost timeless because he changed. He didn't stick with the same program. And, for him, to break this record, and I do believe he's going to break it tonight because they're playing the Thunder. The Thunder don't play defense, you know, and he needs to get it out the way. Uh, for him to break it Thursday, that would be a great story. Like Left Handed said, you got him playing Milwaukee. Kareem started his career in Milwaukee. Then he went to the Lakers, basically bringing his story full circle with LeBron
Mhm,
breaking the record
mhm,
as a Laker.
mhm,
You know,
mhm.
with the fact that LeBron is a Laker is one of the reasons why this is such a huge deal. Like, it's a huge deal for anybody to break it, but for someone to break it as an LA Laker is a really big deal.
Yeah,
But
that means it stays home.
yeah, exactly. And Lakers purists,
That's a
they
good
want
point, Wayne.
everything
Yep,
out.
absolutely.
They want everything out. So it don't matter. Like, so you know how, like, say, like, for example, with if Jordan would have broke the record, it would have been a big deal because it's Michael Jordan, but it would have been a lot of hate coming from the Lakers side, coming from the West Coast because Jordan, who's not a Laker, broke it. Like, if Kobe would have broke it, they would have had a big celebration like they celebrating Bron. But the fact that LeBron's breaking it, he's a Laker, that's also a great story. But I think he just wanted to get it done now to get it out the way, especially for the week that he has had, because we got to talk about the elephant in the room being the fact that the Lakers front office couldn't get the trade done. they didn't want to offer anything of value. They was afraid to give up Austin Reeves and Max Christie like for Kyrie Irving.
And
I mean, listen, this Lakers team, as we all see, this is a win now team. You know, we already know they have nothing. They have no youth. They have no draft pick. They have no money. They have nothing. This is win now for the Lakers. You know, and for the fact that they couldn't make a splash to bring in Kyrie, who wants to come here, you know, to LA.
But what about the owner? What about the next owner who didn't? Who wasn't? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the owners made a statement and said, "Listen, I wasn't going to trade him to LA."
Right.
Which he has every right to say because look what Kyrie done to the organization.
Yeah, and I mean, like again, he's going to be a free agent.
Yeah.
So again, he might end up there anyway. But I just think, again, I still, you know, I mean, you know, the flat Earth thing and all that other stuff, notwithstanding.
Yeah.
I rock with Kyrie, man. You know what I mean? I rock with him, and I still, and again, I'm gonna say it again. I be telling people this, and they be laughing at me. I be like, I wish Kyrie was on the Knicks. I do. I wish Kyrie Irving was on the Knicks.
See,
for some strange reason, I would rather see Kyrie Irving on the Knicks.
My thing about Kyrie Irving is he's a great talent. He's one of the best scorers ever in basketball. This guy can score from any place, you know. And I'm gonna use your term here, Left. It's the others.
The other stuff.
I can't trust him.
Right,
I can't trust this guy. He can come to you tomorrow and say, you know what? I don't feel like playing.
Look, man, I don't feel like doing it today.
I don't feel like doing it. So while y'all on this 5-6 game road trip, I'm just gonna stay here, you know.
Yeah, I got a couple of parties to attend.
I got some personal stuff to do. If you remember when before Brian went back to Cleveland, okay, when Kyrie was in Cleveland, he was terrible. The team was so bad. They was almost on the verge of calling him a bust. How bad
I remember that
the Cavaliers was. How bad. And one thing I always say, it does not matter how talented you are. Just because you're the most talented person on the team doesn't make you a leader. You know, he's not a leader on the team. And when
have leadership qualities.
Exactly. And he doesn't have it. You know, when he played in Duke, he only played a couple of games in Duke. He played
8 games. I think he played 8 games at Duke.
Yeah, 8.
He played 8 games in Duke, straight to the NBA. Went to Cleveland first year. It was like, oh my God, is this guy a bust? Did they make the wrong decision to drafting this guy? Like, it was bad, and people tend to forget that. Like, it's a term that me and my friend use is lost tapes. And most times people's lost tapes be shown at the end of their career. Well, Kyrie lost tapes was the beginning of his career. You know, in Cleveland, those were his lost tapes years. He started out his NBA career with a couple lost tape seasons until LeBron came back. LeBron came back, they won the chip. Here he go, you know, he won his own team. He got his choice. He went to Boston. He had young talent around him.
Right.
What did he
That's
say?
right.
He said, hey, I can't win with these guys. I don't want to be here. After 1 year, he forced his way out of it. He forced his way out of Cleveland. He forced his way out of Boston. And then he went to Brooklyn. Now you got your team. Now you're in Brooklyn. Now you're doing all this other stuff. You know, you're back in New York. You wilding out. You're in New York. So you feel like you could do and say whatever you want to do and say. You convinced Kevin Durant to leave a perfect situation in Golden State. You convinced this man to leave this situation, follow you to Brooklyn, and you guys played a total of 74 games together. 0 championships, a huge bust, and then you flake
And
out.
had everybody and their mama talking about you gonna have 3 or 4 NBA titles, including your man Stephen A. Smith. Gonna
He
tell me that
told,
the Brooklyn Nets gonna steal
yeah,
the city from the Knicks.
yeah.
Knock it off, B.
He told the team, hey, we don't need no coach. Toasty, we don't need you, Steve Nash. We don't
We
need no
don't need no
coach.
stinking coach.
We don't need no coach. We can coach ourselves.
Right.
Then, when things don't go his way, oh man, here we go. They bring James Harden over. They bring James, and now you figure, oh, here's a super team. These guys will definitely win the championship. Well, here we go. KD get hurt. Kyrie get hurt. James looking around like, I didn't come here. I
Lopez
didn't
looking
come here
crazy.
to be the guy. Yeah.
Lopez walking around looking crazy.
Yeah. I didn't come here to be the number one. I came here to be one of the guys. I came here to be a part of a team, not to run the team. So James said, I need to go. They fleeced him. He went trade with the Sixers, brought in Ben Simmons. We told everybody that was a terrible trade for Brooklyn. Why would you bring in Ben Simmons, who's disgruntled? He can't play basketball because he's not mentally ready. He's not really injured. He's just mentally unfit to play basketball. His feelings hurt.
Feelings is hurt. That was Ben Simmons' problem.
He gave up on playing basketball. He gave up. So now he's here, and then on cue, KD gets hurt. Here we go.
Right,
KD's hurt now. Now Kyrie's looking at the team. He's looking at Ben Simmons like, I can't do nothing with this guy. This guy won't even shoot the ball. He won't score. He will be underneath the basket and pass the ball right out. You 6'10". You 6'10" with a guy who's 6'6" on you.
Right.
Shout out to my man Freddie Fred. I see you, my guy. Salute.
He driving passes out. So he's like, this is a terrible situation. I already tried to get out of here in the off season.
Right.
And then I was like, all right, I'll stay. He looks around. KD's gone. We're not going nowhere. The Brooklyn Nets are pretenders. We're not doing anything.
They always been.
Always.
They always been pretenders. Even with the Jason Kidd and Kevin Garnett and Paul Pitt, knock it off, man. They always was pretenders, yo. Always trying to force the issue. Like, we're going to get these guys. We're going to win a championship. And they don't even play a whole entire season together. And they was together 4 years. And they played 74 games together. And these was the dudes that were supposed to turn New York City upside down.
Yep. And now he's in dollars. Now he's in dollars. And everybody's like, oh, is the Mavericks the favorite to win? Yada, yada, yada. Here we go.
But basically, Kyrie, he stays in the same situation. He's always the Robin. He was the Robin to LeBron.
Yeah.
He was the Robin to KD. Now he's going to be the Robin to Luka Doncic.
Because, again,
I'm going to see how that's going to work because I watched the press conference. He said that he felt disrespected in Brooklyn. Like, I mean, my guy, you had some people who was trying to hold you down, but you was making it hard for people, yo. I get you was staying on your square. I get it. But at the end of the day, you're supposed to be out there doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, he's still an employee. That's the problem.
That's it. Bottom line.
You're not the employer. You're not the boss.
You having too many off the court distractions.
Yeah.
AKA the other stuff.
The others.
Yeah.
Right. AKA the other stuff. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, I hate to say it. Well, then again, I don't hate to say it because it's true. These cats be turning into vagabonds, yo.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what it's like to, and I'm not going to say you're going to be stagnant, to develop your career. You know what I mean? Develop a bond with a city. Develop a bond with a team. You know what I mean? Again, you know, you want to go where the grass is greener. Then when you get there, it's asphalt, and partly because it's your fault. You see what I did there?
I see.
Again, I feel like these cats, man, they need to kind of like not be stagnant. Stagnant is not the word, B. Just because you were a team, you know, 8, 10 years don't mean you're stagnant. You know what I mean? Out of those 8 to 10 years, you get 3 titles. You should be good. I would be good with that.
Yeah,
You'd be
get 3
great.
titles.
You'd be golden.
10 years. And I'm in the
Hey,
fight.
you get 3 titles, you guaranteed a place in the fight. You get 3 titles, you guaranteed a place in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm just saying. As an example. You know what I'm saying? But
You'll
again,
be loved, but that's
yeah,
not him.
Absolutely.
He never embraced where, like you said, where he never embraced where he's, you know, been at. And it's crazy because he's a New York guy.
Bear. Yeah.
You know, he's a New York guy. So you
no
would
attachment.
think, so you would think that would have been the ideal place for him to.
I still want him on the Knicks. I'm just
put
saying.
his roots down and embrace the city. You're from. This is where you're from. This is your hood.
Yeah, you know, we always talk about how today's athlete is different. You know what I mean? They're not, you know, but my man, what's that great philosopher, Chris Brown, who's not really so great because he don't mess with Robert Glasper. You don't know who Robert Glasper is? You need to diversify your bond, son. Word up. But anyway,
I mean,
when you talk about stuff like that, man, it just, you know, just lets you know where you are with yours. I watched the NHL All-Star weekend. Yes, I did. And what? Right? I had a good time. It was great. I think the NHL All-Star weekend is better than the NBA All-Star weekend. It's way better than the Major League Baseball All-Star game. And I don't know what happened.
It's better than the Pro Bowl. You see that crap?
The Pro Bowl, what was that?
Pro Bowl, absolutely. But
what was
again,
that?
The NHL put on a show. They reached back. You know, again, it's not hard to see, you know, Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin in the format that they have now, where they have the divisions, the best guys in each division play. It was really, really entertaining, interesting. The skills competition was dope. It was crazy to see these cats and their little kids out there on skates getting busy. You know what I mean? And again, I just wanted to shout that out. And to my hockey people, I got you. We're going to talk more about it. We're going to try to slide it into the show. But since Yada Bear is the NFC champion, she has final kind of like approval on stuff in the green room. So
put that on me.
Send your emails to Yada if we don't get that hockey talk in. But again, they definitely spread the wealth around. The All-Star game, it was cool. You had Sidney Crosby and Alex Ovechkin playing on the same line for the Metro Division, excuse me. And again, it was great. It was a great turnout. It was a great situation. But here's my thing, because you already know I got a thing, right? My thing is this. The NHL, the National Hockey League All-Star game was in Florida.
Mm.
And again, nothing against Florida, salute. But are we ever going to get a Winter Classic in Florida?
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
It's great to have hockey teams in Florida and Arizona, California, and Texas. You know what I'm saying? But those Winter Classic games are going to always stay in Toronto, Boston, you know, Canada, up north, where it's cold and stuff. Minnesota, salute to them. You know what I mean? Again, but I think that the NHL All-Star game is great. They really, really break it down when they have the skills competition. They cover up the net. They have a little square about 2 inches wide, and you got to shoot it. The goalies have to shoot it from the other end of the ice, and it's crazy. Much better than the Pro Bowl skills competition. We could get into that later on too. But I just wanted to bring that up a little bit and talk about that a little bit. Did you happen to catch the preview for the George Foreman movie?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I did. I
see what you did there. Talk about it a little bit, just a little bit.
I just don't get it. It's like,
okay, that's enough.
I just don't get it.
First, they did a biopic for Mike Tyson that he didn't sign off on. Now they're doing a biopic for George Foreman, which I hope he didn't sign off on, because the dude that they got, man.
That's right.
Who is this man? Who is this man? Like, that ain't George Foreman.
That dude looked more like George Jefferson than George Foreman.
When I first saw the trailer, I said, well, who is this man? Where's
George Foreman at?
Like, where is George? Like, they keep showing this one guy. I'm like, well, where is George? Because this is not George Foreman.
What? That's the best you can do. Come on, cousin. Come on, man.
Listen, is this a Tubi movie? Is this a movie from on the Tubi app? Like,
I think it's a
ball right there. Is this a Tubi movie? That's messed up.
It's bad.
Yeah,
like,
that was.
Like you said, when
it's a Lifetime movie of the week.
I hope he did not sign off on that. Please tell me that somebody said, you know what? I just want to make a movie. I'm gonna get my uncle to play George Foreman. He kind of looked like him, right? If you take his glasses off, he kind of looked like George, right?
Kind of, sort of. Oh man, yo, we wildin'. It's Tuesday night, man. It's our night down in Sports Talk, man. Super Bowl week. Everybody's getting set there in Arizona, getting the game plans together. They've already installed them. I think tomorrow's an off day. Then they get back into the thing on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and get ready for the game on Sunday. Let me ask you real quick. How do you feel about the thought it being the day after the Super Bowl being a holiday?
I love it. It should be a day off. And I'm not just saying it because my team's in it. Just think about it. It's on. Hold on. Before we even go there, I remember when the Super Bowl was on Monday. Super Bowl was on Monday before, and then they changed it to Sunday night. So I'm like, all right, Sunday night.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold up. You said the Super what? You said what you say?
Wasn't the Super Bowl like back in the day on a Monday before?
The Super Bowl?
Yeah. Was it always on a Sunday?
Yeah, the Super Bowl was always on Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, okay. Listen, for some reason. Super Bowl Sunday. Okay, look. For some reason, I don't know why. I thought that back in the day it was like on a Monday.
That's the national championship.
There we go.
Right. Yeah, there you go, Win.
But the Monday after the Super Bowl, I definitely think it should be like a day off because everybody's watching it. That's something that even if you're not a full-blown football fan, you're a casual fan, or you just a fan because it's a big event, everybody's watching it. Everybody's going to a Super Bowl party. Everybody's drinking, do what they do, and Monday is going to be a mass call out. Everybody going to call out on Monday. So how about you just give the day off? Make it
right. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate because you know me, I'm stupid. I'm gonna say it like this. In regards to that particular thing, I feel like it should be too as well. Because again, like you said, that's the one of the biggest days of the year. People look forward to it. It's a whole entire weekend. And again, they'll say, well, if you can't get it in the weekend, you need a day to recover. You know what I'm saying? So make it do what it do and enjoy yourself and have a good time because that's what it's all about. But here's the thing. Now you're going to have mass call-outs after who's the guy? Who's the guy? Stevenson. After his fights. After Tank fights, now people going to call out because they can't go to work because they got hungover or they was doing this or whatever the case may be. The national championship, people gonna call out for that because people don't know whatever teams are in the national championship, they gonna party, like it's 1999, and they could do what it do and have fun or whatever the case may be. So now it just gets blown overboard and out of proportion, like load management got blown out of proportion. And I don't care what nobody say. Load management got blown way out of proportion.
Well, you can thank Greg Popovich for that.
And again, I'm going to say this though, Kimmy. I'm going to say this. How he was doing, they had been doing that. But it wasn't a thing. It was like, whatever the case may be, you take a night off here, you take a night off there, and make it do what it do. It wasn't a trend. You know what I'm saying? And then to these other cats, caught a wind of it. Go ahead. And I think that they was just trying to use it to their advantage to get some time off. Because again, I'm gonna point you to Michael Jordan's stats. How many years did Michael Jordan play 82 games?
Yes, no doubt. And like I said, it's because of Greg
that's an
Popovich.
easy one, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, like Greg Popovich is the one that created quote unquote load management. Right. And he did it in a sneaky way. It was like, well,
that's right.
Tim Duncan, some time off without really giving him time off, All right. Well, I'm going to say that he has like a minor lower back issue, because he's a big guy, and that's something that we won't question because he's a big guy,
Right.
Yeah, he got an ingrown toenail.
The old tightness in the hamstring routine. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
He got an ingrown toenail, He got
right. He
got a migraine.
The old migraine. Yeah. He can do that. Number 35, I sprained my toe. Yeah.
But then it started to get highlighted more with Kawhi Leonard. He is the poster child of load management. If you put load management in the dictionary, face will pop up with the definition.
They made it a daily word.
He is the poster child of load management. And then other teams start catching on like, well, how come Kawhi is not playing in these games?
Right.
It's a back-to-back, and Kawhi is not playing the front end or the back end of the game. Go ahead, Win.
I just want to put my finger up for a little bit.
Go ahead.
Load management, like my brother said, is blown out of proportion. You're not just cheating the game, you cheating these fans that's paying that money to come see you on that basketball court.
Most definitely.
For season tickets, it say you can buy season tickets -4 games. You can buy season tickets -3 games.
Yeah.
When you buy season tickets, it's season tickets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially when you're a West Coast team playing an East Coast team. We already know you only come in here once.
That's right.
You only come in here
one
time. So
that's right.
I'm saving my money to take me and my son to go see you play, and we don't find out until we get to the stadium that LeBron's not playing tonight.
Ain't playing, right?
And you got
AD not playing, Steph not playing. Load management. I can't get my ticket back for this game. The only reason I'm here is to see you. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna see him all right. He's gonna be sitting on the bench.
But here's the whole point. Your fan base in that city, it might not be the home city of the team, but your fan base in that city is coming out in the mass to support you. That's like,
well, drive home safely.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that is crazy. It's messed up. It's a fact of life. But we discussed it before, Browski, that there's a way you can do your load management within the game.
Yeah.
All right. You can make the guy happy and his son happy that came to see you, that saved his money to come see you play, and whatever the case may be, and they'll go home happy because they saw you play. You know what I mean? We're not saying you go out there and have an off night on purpose.
You can't give me
but
5 minutes.
Instead of playing 12 minutes a quarter, play 8. You know what I mean?
Listen,
Do your thing.
it
Go
don't
in and
gotta
out.
be
You
8.
can do that.
It could be 5 minutes. You can't give me 5 minutes a quarter.
Absolutely.
There's
That's
4
20
quarters.
minutes right there. Absolutely.
You can't give me 20 minutes for the whole game. You know,
Hmm.
you can't give me.
Just like
You
just
can't.
like
I
you
think
said,
You
that's
can't
y'all.
start
that's
the
the
game.
issue. Right. That's the issue and the point.
Sit the whole second quarter. You know, probably start the third.
Right.
I
Give me
see
about
you
like
though. I
5.
got to see you out there on that court.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
give
you.
me about like
depending on what
5,
the game
6 minutes in the
situation is.
third.
Right.
If you
Sit
blowing
down.
them out by 30
Exactly.
points, you can sit them on the bench. Let
Yeah,
them
I
chill,
expect you to
relax.
sit on the bench if we
Right.
blowing you out by 30.
Right.
But if it's a a pretty contested game, you can give me 5 in the first. You can sit the whole second quarter out if you want, and then you can give me 5, 6 in the third, and then you may give me 5, 6 in the fourth at the end of the game to probably close out the game. But for you to say, "Oh, I got a lower back injury, or I got a lower leg injury," I love when they put that out there in the injury report. Oh, he got a lower body injury. What? What is that? That could be any part of his body. He stubbed his toe. He can't play today. It's a back to back, Or I love when like, oh, it's rest. It's the end of a back to back. What are you talking about? You get paid millions of dollars to play a game.
Right. That's right.
You
That's right.
travel first class private jets to get to and
That's
from
right.
games. You're not
That's
sitting in
right.
the bus. You're not taking the train. You're not sitting in the van. You got
That's right.
all this space in the world. You got doctors. You got your
You got
hand
people
looking.
carry your
You gotta
bags.
do
Knock it
nothing.
off. That's
You
right.
ain't gotta do nothing but
You ain't got to
show
do
up
nothing.
and do your job. That's it. But
And
when
that's
they
why
say,
you
"Oh,
get no
he's
minutes.
sitting for rest," oh, that almost happened to me. Last year, me and my friend, we went to the Sixers game, and it was the end of a back to back, and we was like, "Yo," we was getting scared because when they warming up, we didn't see Joel nowhere. He was nowhere to be found. And I looked at him, I said, "Yo, if Joel's not playing, I'm going to be extremely upset because this is the only reason why I'm here is to see him play live on the court." And then finally he showed up and he played. I'm like, "Yo," because I'd have been so angry. I probably would have left because
You've
I
been
don't
like that
want
little
to.
boy that flew 4,000 miles,
Yes.
saved up all of his money just to come see, and got a big old banner. I did all of this just to see you play, and there's no you.
And you sitting on the bench in street clothes. You blinging on the bench.
Blinging, bling, bling.
You got your Louis and your Gucci on, all your watches and your bracelets and your rings and your chain.
Your man purse bag.
Oh yeah, your man first.
your
Okay,
Gucci man purse, and you
we're
sitting
talking
out
about
there.
Zeke right now. We're not talking about Zeke. We talking basketball. We're not talking about Zeke. Okay.
I hear you.
The man purse is in the fingernails.
The man
We're not
purse
talking about
and
none of that.
all of that.
In the half shirt.
It's a lot of stuff going on this week. Super Bowl Sunday, is a big women's college basketball situation going on.
It's the pre-show before the main show.
Yes, absolutely. And we're going to get into that. Talk about that a little bit, Yada, where we are with that. Because I know that this basketball thing is one of your babies. You know what I'm saying? So talk about what's getting ready to go down this weekend.
Oh man, this Sunday on ESPN, we got number 1 South Carolina against right now they're ranked number 3 LSU. So we're gonna have Aaliyah Boston versus Angel Reese, both double queens. South Carolina had a little scares, the other day. They play UConn. UConn always play tough. They had to come back for that victory. Aaliyah Boston pretty much took over like the last 2 minutes of that game and really, put her foot down and apply her will on that tough UConn defense to secure that win. And also, I want to shout out to Coach Dawn Stelly because each game she be rocking that official Eagles gear each and every game. super fly. I want to definitely shout out with that. But this game on Sunday is going to be a game to not miss. You know, we're going to see who's number one, because to me, that's going to show if South Carolina is really that dominant team to go against LSU, who's a very dominant team on its own, and who I feel like whoever wins that game is going to come out number one, going to be number one, you know, in the next ranking. It should be super exciting. I can't wait to watch. You know, I can't wait to see it. But and it will also let me know if Angel Reese is really that girl, because Aaliyah Boston is no slouch on the defensive end. So it's going to be a big challenge for Angel. But on the flip side, it's going to be a big challenge also for Aaliyah, because she's no slouch on the defensive side neither. You know, she gets it busy with
Ready to play, absolutely.
With the blocks.
Absolutely.
She
AJ Swan, he says Kim Mulkey has turned LSU into a beast. Angel Reese has turned LSU into a beast.
He definitely did. And it happened so quickly. You know, It was like boom. LSU just shot out the cannon and was just dominating everybody who they played against. And we you know, we're used to South Carolina, you know, being that beast for these past couple of years. Like, this is something that we expected from South Carolina. LSU, I didn't see this coming until probably the 5th or 6th game of the season. I'm like, yo, okay, they got something brewing down in
Baton Rouge.
Yeah, down Baton Rouge, they got something brewing down there. Rouge. You know, so I was like, I'm hyped for this game. I definitely suggest, you know, your guys are a fan of women's basketball, to definitely take a look at this game, because these are our future WNBA stars.
That's right.
We will be seeing Aaliyah Boston taking that leap to professional basketball next year, because this is her last year. This is it for her. So these are our future stars in the WNBA. Definitely take a look at that. And shout out to Iowa too. They are still Caitlin is out there just shooting the lights out.
Absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
She's shooting the lights out there.
Absolutely. So again, you know, when you talk about, you know, basketball, you always, you know, the focus is on, you know, the men's side. But listen, there's a lot of things going on that you should pay attention to on the women's side. And like my esteemed colleague over here just brought up, these are the young ladies that we're going to be watching. You know what I mean? And paying attention to as their careers develop and as they blossom. And again, we're talking more about that. I remember 2 years ago, we was watching the draft and we was talking about the Indiana Fever and how they were going to, you know, what they were going to do and things of that nature. So here we go again. You know what I mean? And then now we're still talking about it, and we can't wait for this season in particular. They're playing 40 games.
Yes.
Right? You know, the Brittany Griner scenario, the free agency, everybody's doing it. The WNBA has their own transfer portal. You know what I mean?
They do. Free agency's popping.
Right. So
we got two super teams already. We got two super teams already.
Hey, the Liberty boys. So they're gonna have to watch them. Watch the Liberty.
Yes, the New York Liberty. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to be interesting. And I really, you know, the people that say, well, I don't watch WNBA or women's basketball, then that's your problem. You know what I mean? Because it's absolutely dope. Yeah, Swan. Baylor's not the same.
That is true.
It's not. They're not the same. You're right. Absolutely.
You see the drop off. You see the drop off, and it's not even a drop off of the talent in Baylor. It's the coaching. You know, and you definitely see it. Kim is a phenomenal coach. You know, and that also proves it by the drop off of Baylor and the rise of LSU. You are spot on with those two comments.
Absolutely. Salute. So yeah, man, we in the building, man. Down in Sports Talk, in your face, in your eye, man. Every Tuesday night, 8-ish, all right, 9-ish and beyond. All right, we in the building every week. This is Super Bowl week, and we got to give Yada the floor because she's been doing it all year long, holding her Eagles down. She talked from week one that it was going to be on and popping. You know what I mean? And again, at the end of the day, she's here and we're not. You know what I mean? So again, one more thing I want to get into with the women's college basketball scenario. What's your thoughts on in the Duke and Florida State game? I believe it was they used the men's basketball in the women's game.
Again, here we go. The disrespect. This is something that we have been going through in women's sports for decades. Am I surprised? No, because it's just another level. No, this would never happen in a men's game. They would rather postpone a men's basketball game if they didn't have a basketball than allow them to play with a women's basketball. They would postpone the game. It would be no game. But for the fact that they were bring in a men's basketball and think that it was okay.
Two teams in the same conference playing a conference game with major implications.
And we don't have a basketball? Again, the disrespect. We have been talking about this for years, how women's sports is constantly getting disrespected. We can go back to the NCAA tournament when they had these
staying in the Motel 8s.
Staying in the motel. They are practicing. Yeah, they're practicing and
that's right.
And have a gym set up, a makeshift gym set up in like a conference
room. They was
practicing
in ballrooms. That's right. They had to move the chairs out the way.
Like ridiculous, disrespectful, and here we go, 2023, more disrespect, and this is, and like you said, this is not like a division, 2 school, division 3. These are historically
the ACC, absolutely
historical college basketball programs, Duke and North Carolina, and you telling me out of the state of North Carolina there was no women's basketball anywhere? They didn't say, you know what, we may need to postpone the game, let's reschedule the game. But no, they thought it was okay for them to play with a men's basketball. And it is, and when people would think, well, what's the difference? But there is a difference.
There's a difference.
It's a huge difference. It's the size.
Mm-hmm.
The size of the ball is bigger. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you talking about? We practice every day with a certain ball. Just like how when the men, it's like an NBA, they got mad because they changed the basketball. They got a different brand of ball. Everybody was having an issue with it. Well, what if they had to play with a WNBA ball? God forbid that there was an NBA game that didn't have a basketball and they had to play with a WNBA ball. Well, God forbid this was men's North Carolina versus Duke, and then they have a basketball and they had to play with a women's ball. God forbid that happened. They would shut the whole game down. It would be postponed.
No, they wouldn't let them do that. They wouldn't. You right. Y'all. Yeah. You're 100% right. They wouldn't. If it was a men's game, they would go to. Let me tell you, they would shut it down for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and send somebody to academy, sports and outdoors, and come up with a ball.
Yeah,
they would send them to shout out to. They sent out to Dick's Sporting Goods.
I'm about to say they would go to Dick's Sporting Goods and come back with 3 balls. Okay? Not just 3 of them. Okay,
you know what I mean? Word up. And salute also to the Heritage Classic, man. That was played at the Prudential Center and all of that. It was. I watched a little bit of it. Very good event. The bands got busy and all that, so I just want to throw that in the mix too. Shout out to the HBCUs. Absolutely. Keep doing your thing, man. Don't worry about it not getting the shine that it's supposed to get. It's getting the shine that it's due, right?
That's right.
And hopefully those cats will, keep, move on from the Deion Sanders thing. You know what I mean? So I'm hearing
now it's Ed Reed.
Huh?
Now it's Ed Reed.
Now it's Ed. Yep. Now it's Ed Reed. They didn't move on to
but
and went to Ed.
Listen, Ed Reed had every right. He was well within it. I saw that. Ed Reed had every right. He was cussing them out. He was going in. I'm not mad at him. And with a person of Ed Reed's stature, that's how you treat him. You know what I mean?
And he used his own money to bring some of them.
Absolutely. So what are we talking about here, Bethune-Cookman? What are we talking about here?
See, it's the same thing. They got on Deion about what he was doing in Jackson State when people didn't know the whole story. With Deion wasn't even taking the full salary.
Right. Absolutely.
The money they gave him
back to help them. Absolutely. That's right. He flipped
into the school to make sure that when he left them with something.
While they was breaking into his office.
While they was breaking into his office, harassing his kids, stealing from him, breaking into his car, things like that. And then we look at Bethune-Cookman with Ed Reed, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ.
Absolutely.
Bring the kids down on Saturday, and they say, "Well, we don't want you to meet with the kids today." And you got these whole families with their moms and dads, got them all up in a hotel room and ready to visit the campus and this and that. Mm-hmm. And then just because you and the AD don't get along, the AD tell the other dude this and that, and we not having it because we don't have a sports program. Come on, man.
With a guy using his own money, the disrespect, and people always want to say, "Oh, well, HBCUs get disrespected all the time." Well, we have people going there who's trying to build them up, and just because you have a personal vendetta against this guy, you and this guy don't get along. The people that suffer are the kids, are the people that you quote unquote are trying to protect.
In your college.
There's a saying. It goes like this. It be your own people.
Always. And the one thing I have noticed for like the past couple of years, people make terrible decisions based off of temporary emotions. You are making a permanent decision that's going to impact your school, your sports program, and most importantly, the kids, because you are in your feelings. Feelings in the way all the time. Feelings destroy things. Sometimes you have to get out of your feelings and make the logical decision. It's not about you. Like, it's not about the AD. This is not about you. This is about your program. You want to shine light to your school. Well, you shine a light to your school. You shine a negative light into your school. Okay. And a negative light is something that's going to stick with you longer than a positive light.
And that's what you try to get out of, the negative light, but you keep, yep. You get 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and then you end up getting back in the negative situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. With the smallest next little quirk, the smallest next little hiccup, the smallest.
Absolutely. If that would have been another coach from another situation, everything would have been laid out for him already. The office would have been done. This and that. It would have been painted, fresh carpet on the floor, all of that. So
he can talk to the kids any way you want.
Absolutely.
You can call them everything except for a child of God. And nobody would have said anything. When it said anything to him.
A quote.
We in the building, man. This is what it is. This is down at Sportstalk, man. We in the building live on Facebook, YouTube.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Smash that subscribe button, man. Do me a favor. Tell a phone, tell a friend. All of that down in Sportstalk. We in the building. We at the part of the show now. It's Super Bowl week. The game is on Sunday. We're a few days away. Tomorrow is Wednesday. That's usually the hump day. Once you get to Wednesday of Super Bowl week, now it's time to dig in. You know what I mean? Make your plans. get everything settled down, how you gonna
They
move on
focus.
Sunday, Saturday night type thing like that. This is gonna be our Super Bowl preview. Let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. And as usual for this particular season right here, we're gonna have the esteemed Cody in the building. Yada Bear set it off from the NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. What's your Super Bowl preview? As if we don't know.
I mean, when we look at these teams on paper, these two teams similar, similar records, similar wins, losses, all, quarterback, coaching style, quote unquote defense, should be a really tight game on paper. But what does your eye show you? You know, I always say that. What does your eye tell you? Because what you see on the paper, it looks amazing. But when we look at it with our eyes, what do we see? And what I see is two different teams that win in different ways. When we look at the Chiefs, the first thing we see is Patrick Mahomes. He's a wizard with the ball. He can get the ball where he needs it. He got his number one target in Travis Kelce, who I believe is the best tight end in football right now. I believe Travis Kelce is the best tight end in football. But what else do they have? What else do they have? They don't have a running game. They don't really have a down the field threat. They are really weak at wide receiver. There's no more Tyreek Hill. There's no guy for us to double out there except for Travis Kelce. That's it. When we flip the side to the defense, everybody likes to talk about Chris Jones. That's all they talk about. That's the only person they point out. Chris Jones this, Chris Jones that. Chris Jones was a monster against the Bengals. He was a monster against the Jags. Well, we are the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the best offensive line in football. We have one of the best defense in football. We're not going to allow Patrick Mahomes to stand around in the pocket. He's on a bum wheel. We're going to expose that ankle. We want to see how that ankle really is. I want to see him plant that ankle down, plant that foot down, and throw a dart somewhere without Hassan Reddick pawing at him, without Josh Sweat pawing at him, without my two beasts in the middle, Cox and Hargrove, pushing that pocket back in his face. And then I want to see him throw the ball to the right side. Throw the ball to Slay. What people don't understand, they're like, oh, well, Slay not really doing much this year. Nobody throws the ball to the right side of the field because Slay is there. They throw in the middle of the field and they throw in the left. Nobody throws on the right. So I want to see that happen. And then when we flip it on our offensive side, we are a team that is very hard to game plan against. You don't know what you're going to get. He can come out and just be slinging the ball all over the field against your rookie corners. We have a guy named A.J. Brown, another guy named Devontae Smith. We got a tight end named Dallas Goedert, who makes catches and make plays after the catch. You have rookie secondary out there. And then you want to talk about Chris Jones. That's lovely. We have an all-pro offensive line. Every one of my linemen could have went to the Pro Bowl this year. Every last one of them. So I want to see what type of pressure they're going to get on Jalen. And then they want to start. They want to blitz us Then we have Jalen who can run out of the backfield. Then we also have a good running game. Our running schemes is ridiculous out there. I got my man Jason Kelsey who moves off the blocks. They create holes where there's no hole created. My guys get to the second level. You turn around, you got Jason Kelsey out there putting a block on a corner. How did he get out there? That's because now Miles Sanders is in the second level. My offensive line dominates each week. We dominated the whole playoffs. I don't see where it's going to stop. And Andy Reid owes us a Super Bowl. This is the Super Bowl he owes us. This is the one he gets back. He is not going to win the Super Bowl on us. You either win with us or you don't win at all.
I heard that.
Win it all. That's it.
I heard that. So it's the Eagles. So what's the score?
I'd say 34-27. I think if we get 30 points on them, if we can score 30, if we score 30, it's done. I say 34-27.
Who's MVP?
Jalen.
Okay. Win? What's your thoughts, man?
I'm gonna ride with the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Okay, that was short and succinct. Okay, I like that.
Hey, I think the X factor for this game is gonna be the offensive line, the tight end situation with Goddard. Jalen gonna be Jalen. That's just him. He gonna be him. But I think the offensive line gonna give him enough time to do what he need to do. If they give him that time, they're gonna pick Kansas City apart. Kansas City got a lot of holes. They can't stop the run. They not built for that. Kansas City is built for they're a quick hit team. Score a lot of points. They got to score fast and score a lot to win. Philadelphia, they like Pittsburgh. They smash mouth. We'll turn a quarter into a 10-minute half. You know, we'll hold the ball for 10, 12 minutes and march down the field. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, bam, you at the end. Kansas City, they want to score in bunches and quick. You know what I'm saying? They defense showed it in that game, in that playoff game. They defense showed it suspect. They was getting Chase was eating them up. Everybody was eating them up. You know what I'm saying? Their secondary is weak. They don't have one of them. Remember, let's go back. Remember the old Seattle defense that they had? You couldn't throw on them. You couldn't throw on that Seattle defense when they was popular. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Dallas Cowboys, I hate bringing them up in the same sentence. When they had Dion on one side and they had
Darren Woodson.
Darren Woodson. Mm-hmm.
Woodson on the other side. Then they had the linebacker dude that was fast, and you couldn't throw on them.
Why you always bring up old stuff?
Because hey, I'm just saying.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, yo.
But I ain't seen it like that clamp down defense when Sherman was at Seattle. They wouldn't throw against Sherman even when he was in San Francisco. They had a clamp down defense. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It's that serious.
Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, we want to know who you think is going to win the game on Sunday. Chime in on the Facebook page down there. Sportstalk. We got the group popping. Chime in. I'm gonna say it like this. You know, I can't add on to what's already been said. Every aspect has been covered. You got strength against strength. You know, Kansas City has the ball. I think that they're going to employ that kid Pacheco. He's kind of like that guy that make you forget about Tyreek Hill. Again, with everything else that Kansas City brings to the table with their offensive line, they're definitely going into this one healthier than they did the last one when they went against us in the Super Bowl. So I give them some credit on that. I think that those rookies in that Kansas City secondary are going to definitely if it's any time for them to get exposed with the receivers that they're going up against, with A.J. Brown on one side and the kid Smith on the other side, this is when they get exposed. This is their welcome to the NFL moment right here. All right. And I think that, again, Philadelphia offensively, they're not going to really focus on trying to move the ball downfield in chunks. They want to keep Patrick Mahomes and them off the field. So I think if they could stay out of 3rd and 7, if they could, be 3rd and 2, you know what I mean? Have like a nice 6-7 minute drive. I don't know how it's going to work, but maybe a penalty here or there might help. But I think that it's going to be
3rd downs don't matter for us because we'll go for it on 4th. I said 3rd downs don't matter for us. We go for it on 4th.
That's what I said. I think that, again, when you get into those situations where, okay, you've been doing it all year long, this is the Super Bowl, are you going to do that 4th and 6 from your own 27-yard line and shit? You know what I mean? Are you going to do that? But when the Eagles have the ball line,
we did it at 4. We did it at 4th and 3 on our 3-yard line against the 49ers.
And you did it with confidence, without a second thought, because the offense never left the field.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I think that when the Eagles have the ball, it's going to be a lot of pressure put on those corners. There's going to be a lot of pressure put on those linebackers. And absolutely, that offensive line of the Eagles going up against those, we're going to say his name one more time, Chris Jones, and those guys on that defensive front for the Chiefs are going to be going up against a offensive line that's ready and going to be ready. Mm-hmm. When Chiefs have the football, the Eagles defense, same difference. You got Reddick coming at you going crazy from one side, and Dominican Sue and all of those guys coming at you. You know what I mean? So, again, it's going to be very interesting to see which defense bends and which defense breaks. Mm-hmm. Right? The coaching matchup, you look at Nick Sirianni on one side and then you look at Andy Reid on the other side. This is, on paper, should be some kind of mismatch on paper. But I don't think it will be. All right? Nick Sirianni didn't get here on the strength of how he just out-coached everybody. He's got talent out there that's working hard for him and making his schemes, work out nicely and everything come correct. So this is strength against strength. I think it's going to come down to the last minute. The last 5 minutes of the game is going to tell it. It's going to be an early turnover. I think special teams might play a factor in this game as well. Again, watch out for Kansas City on the punt. I think, and this is going to be this is my weirdo stat for the game. I think there's going to be a fake punt in there somewhere. It's going to be a fake punt in there somewhere in the Super Bowl. I think something's going to happen.
Listen, if someone's pulling out a fake punt, that means their game plan for the game ain't working. When you gotta go to trickery, that means your game plan ain't working.
Kansas City's gonna do the trick plays. Mm-hmm. Kansas City is going to do the trick plays.
Yeah, I think they're gonna, somebody's gonna pull something out their bag. Listen, we're about to get up out of here, man. Special salute to my man Win Walker for coming through. Salute, my guy. That's Yada Bear over there. And no, I know I didn't say a score, but I will before we get out of here. I got to do some other stuff first. Sonny Cruz, holler at me, man. I got to get you your trophy, man. I got to get you your trophy, regular season champion for the season for the football picks. I got to get you your trophy, man. Smash that like button, to subscribe button. I know you see it, right? Smash that. Telephone. Absolutely. Tell somebody that we're in the building down at Sportstalk. I am RM Des. Get at me on Twitter at RM Des. Left-handed in the building. That's my esteemed colleague over there, Yada Bear. You know what I mean? Maybe next Tuesday we'll be having our official coronation. All right, it's going to be all about, the Super Bowl. We're going to talk the review and chop it up and all that. And somebody might have a Super Bowl speech. We might set a little podium up and let them do their thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But we out. All right. We'll talk to y'all. Enjoy y'all sports week. Enjoy the Super Bowl. What's LeBron doing? Can we get an update before we get out of here? Is the game start yet?
Not yet. Phoenix and Brooklyn still playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phoenix up
Okay.
102-95, 4 minutes left.
That's what's up. So we out of here, man. Yada Bears in the building. Let people know where you are, your handle, how they can get at you.
You get me on Twitter at Yada Bear on Twitter, or you can get at me on the Daily Sports page on Facebook. You know, I'm always here. I always respond. You got something to say, you got a comment, or you want to have a discussion on the Facebook page, please feel free. Drop your topics, and we will discuss it.
Win Walker, what you got to say before we get out of here?
Yo, check this out. I had a blast again right here down in Sports Talk. Hey, like and subscribe, like my brother said, like Yada Bear said. You know what I'm saying? Push that like button, thumbs up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Subscribe. Hey, we love the love. Let's go Eagles. Hey, LeBron, do it tonight.
Now, but yeah.
I don't want Kansas City to win, and I'm just being biased. I'm telling you.
I'm an NFC dude, so you know.
If you want to get in touch with me, you can hit me at mcwinwalker@gmail.com, or you can hit me on IG mcwinwalker. On Facebook is Darryl Darry_L Baker on Facebook. Hey, get at me.
All right. So that's it. We're about to get up out of here. Enjoy the game. Enjoy everything. LeBron do his thing. And y'all be peace. And we'll see y'all next week, man. All right.
Peace.
Out.
36 points. Let's go.